Good morning, students. This morning we will do chapter 3 from geography, and the name of the chapter is Weather and Climate. All human activities are directly or indirectly affected by weather elements. Weather is an ever-changing phenomena of our environment. Newspaper, magazine, radio and television provide us with day-to-day information about weather condition. Before we go any further, we need to know the difference between weather and climate. Weather is the atmospheric condition at a given place at a given time, whereas, on the other hand, climate is the aggregate of day-to-day weather condition over a long period of time. The second difference between weather and climate is weather referred to a particular station and climate referred to a large area. The third difference is weather may change at a very short interval of time, whereas climate remain more or less unchanged year after year. And the last difference is weather is influenced by any of its predominant element, that is temperature, humidity, etc., whereas climate is the collective effect of all its elements. Now we shall study the elements of weather and climate. The basic elements of both weather and climate are the same. The first basic element is the temperature. Temperature is a degree of sensible heat or cold. It is the basic and most important element of the weather, including air pressure, cloud formation, humidity, etc. The next basic element is atmospheric pressure. As we all know that air has a weight and earth has a gravity. The atmosphere surrounding the earth is held to its gravity. The air exerts pressure on the surface of the earth. So the definition of atmospheric pressure is the force exerted by the vertical column of air per unit of area is called atmospheric pressure. Now we shall study the factors affecting atmospheric pressure. The first factor is altitude or heights. The atmospheric pressure is high at sea level. This is because the air is thick, but at heights or higher places, the pressure is low because the air is thin or less dense. The second factor is temperature. The relationship between the temperature and atmospheric pressure is inverse or opposite. If temperature is high, the atmospheric pressure will be low. If temperature is low, then atmospheric pressure is high. The next basic element is humidity. What is humidity? It is the amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Humidity is measured and expressed in two ways: absolute humidity and relative humidity. Absolute humidity is the amount of water vapor in gram per cubic meter of air. And relative humidity, it is the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in the air and the maximum amount that can be held by the air at a given temperature. It is expressed in percentage. The next basic element is precipitation. Precipitation is a process through which water from the atmosphere falls down on the earth is called precipitation. It occurs when clouds join together holding a moisture in it and drop in the moisture in the form of rain on the earth's surface. There are types of precipitation, that is your rain, dew, hail, snow. What is rain? It is the precipitation in liquid form known as rain. Dew, it is a tiny drops of water we see early in the morning on the ground. Hail, these are frozen lumps of ice. Snow, precipitation composed of ice crystal. The next basic element is wind. When air moves from higher pressure area to low pressure area, such a horizontal movement of air is called the wind. The wind are named on the basis of the direction from which they blow. Wind blowing from the east is called an easterly wind, and wind blowing from the west is called westerly wind. There are types of wind. First one is planetary wind and the periodic wind. Planetary winds are winds that blow all the time in the same area of the world are called permanent wind or prevailing winds. The periodic winds, these winds blow only at particular period of the day or season. Land and sea breeze and the monsoon winds are example of periodic winds. The last basic element is cloud. Clouds, these are large collection of very tiny droplets of water or ice crystal. These droplets are so light that it can float in the air. It is formed by evaporation and condensation. Clouds are classified on the basis of the heights at which they are formed and based on their shapes. There are three types of clouds: high clouds, middle clouds, low clouds. High clouds, they are formed at greater heights and made up of ice crystal. Middle clouds, these clouds are formed at middle heights and are made up of water droplets and ice crystal. Low clouds, these clouds are formed at lower or in the stratosphere layer of the atmosphere and made up of water droplets.